On the Tech Sports Network, I'm Assistant Sports Information Director Greg Tadish. Our normal at the half segment that comes to you pregame with a special at the half ceremony coming up during the men's matchup. Our guest today is men's head coach Danny Brown. I appreciate you sitting in. Good to see you, and hope everything's going well over the week, the busy past weekend. You get ready for another big conference matchup tonight with William Woods, and just kind of give me the State of the Union address. 5-15 after a tough trip down to Arkansas. Kind of where do you feel the team sits right now?
At this point, we've dropped a couple of games. Coming off the road, I thought we competed hard. Unfortunately, we didn't get the results that we want, but we're trying to keep our chins up, keep our chest out, staying positive, staying encouraged, staying motivated. And I think we got a good group of guys to do that. We have a really strong senior group, and they're usually the ones who are keeping everybody encouraged. So, we're excited about today.
I haven't talked to your players since the holiday. I know we kind of ran through most of them. We got President David Allen now talking to yourself. We'll kind of roll back into some of the guys with some of the last home games you got left. The big early season talk when you were looking for your first win was how much division was there in the locker room? How much did you need a win? And then all of a sudden you guys went on this little run where you'd won 4 in a row and things were certainly a lot rosier. Now you've lost 4 straight. Have you sensed that ebb and flow with the locker room of, man, things aren't going well? Hey, we're doing pretty good. Hey, things aren't going well. Or have you been able to kind of keep that level all the way through?
For the most part, we've been able to keep that level. Our guys are really good about getting up for games. We go through our game prep routine, and we try to prepare as best we can. Like you said, we won 5 out of 6, and we were playing some really good basketball. Then we had one of our guys get hurt who was playing well during that time. So that kind of throws you off a little bit, but then we had some guys step up. So I still think that we're looking for that perfect balance of who's going to be a consistent contributor every single night.
I'm going to guess that guy that got hurt was Landon Angalagi.
Yeah.
How much did you miss him? Because, man, you guys like to shoot the 3, and he's one that can contribute. He does a lot of different things, and now you got him back and working him back, but how much did you miss him?
We missed him a lot because it's not just his 3-point shooting. He's a really active player. He does a lot of good things for us. And I think he's a glue piece for us right now, which is really weird to say for a freshman. We definitely missed him.
I worked at UHSP before it was UHSP, back at St. Louis College of Pharmacy. Right when you came on the scene, I did some stuff with the men's and women's basketball teams in 2014 to 17. That's kind of right when your tenure sort of began in that window. Why have you stayed here so long? I've been wanting to ask you that because it's not a place that has harbored this huge amount of success. And you came in through some really lean years and you've built some stability. Why have you been able to stay here? Why have you wanted to stay here this long?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a competitor. And so every year that we come in, I expect us to be better. I expect the team to be better. I love the kids that we recruit and bring in, and I get excited about those guys every time we bring in new faces. And not only that, I get excited about the old guys. Guys are working during the summer and during the off season to improve their games. So during the off season, I'm trying to critique what we've done and see if we can improve. These guys are working to improve. So we want to come out and see if we can actually do it and get over that hump and be a consistently good program. On top of that, I work with guys like you. So, so we have a lot of fun around the office. The morale is great. The community here is great. It's just a good place to be.
As far as where you sit right now in the conference, you got another big matchup coming up on the weekend on Saturday at Baptist Bible. I get the sense that's kind of a rivalry for some of you guys. I know you just signed another guy to Mount Vernon. I know a couple of you guys are from. I thought Grant Harper's from that area, and they talked about when Baptist Bible came here, this is a match they kind of get up for. Do you sense that when you face that team?
I don't know if it's a rivalry for me, but if our guys feel like that, I think that's great, because that means they're going to compete. They're going to give their all, right? And like you said, we got some guys that are from down in that area. They know a lot of players that are on the team. If it's fun for them, it's fun for me.
Men's basketball head coach Danny Brown, our guest. Normally at the half, we bring it to you pregame for the men's matchup tonight with William Woods. The question I was going to ask you about Jason Utalisa is what has gotten him to become what he's turned into. But he's done it now for so many games in a row that it's no longer what made that transformation happen, because he's done it almost the majority of the season now. He just kind of had a slow start. Can you attribute anything to the slow start and why it took him a few games to kind of get going? Because he has been on a tear for the
Yeah.
majority of the year now.
Yeah, Jason has been playing really, really well lately. I have a joke that I say. I tell him that all he has to do is show up, and he'll get 20 and 10. And I really think that it's about the other guys though. I think they do a good job of finding him and making the game easier for him. He's been way more aggressive on the glass, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just really trying to help the team do what it can, to win games. So he's just giving a great effort right now.
Let's talk about on the glass because that is one area where you guys struggle. You did
Yeah,
so last Saturday at Williams
yeah.
Baptist. You got out rebounded by 19. Can you do anything as a coach schematically to try to garner more rebounds? Because that early season, it was turnovers.
Yeah,
And you only had 13 on Saturday. That's a rock solid number.
yeah.
But the rebounding has been a consistent issue. How do you change that?
It's tough, and I think it's just getting guys to be more scrappy. Obviously, getting Landon back, who's a really great rebounding guard. He sticks his nose in there. Darius is a really good rebounding guard as
Mm-hmm.
well. And you're trying to get the entire team to do it. It's no secret we're not the biggest team on the court most nights, and we don't have a true big 5-man down there who can just lumber in the lane and just grab rebounds off the glass. So you're trying to get guys to do some really uncomfortable things all the time.
Before the season started, you kind of had a media day. We took some headshots, and I knew zero of your guys. And that was the first time I kind of ran into him. And this 25 guy walks in, holy cow, with some pipes on him and Corey McCauley. And I'm like, this dude is going to rock it. He didn't see much playing time. He finally gets his first start. How green of a Corey McCauley are we seeing now compared to the guy you probably think you can see in 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, honestly, right now Corey is learning a lot. He's a freshman, and for most freshmen, it's difficult. That you're learning terminology, you're getting used to a new coach, you're getting used to new teammates. So there's a lot, but he has the physical build and the athleticism to be a really, really good basketball player, and that's what we're excited about with Corey.
I talked with one of your guys, and I can't remember who it was, and you sort of challenged me a little bit about one of the comments I made that, nobody's expecting you guys to be a player in the conference. And you said, hold up, wait a minute, we are.
Right.
And I really thought about that. How much do you fight that? No matter what school you go to and what other buildings you go to and gyms you play in and the kind of perception of what UHSP is, because I really took hold of that comment when you said that to me, like, you know what? It's a different vibe in your locker room. Your guys believe.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of conversations now in the NFL playoffs and belief in a locker room and what that can do and camaraderie and the mindset. And how much do you fight that perception that, UHSP, well, it's just UHSP, that kind of attitude?
Yeah, I think when I first got here, it was a really big deal. It was a really big deal. People would kind of just say little things without even noticing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were kind of used to the program not being competitive, and we really wanted to change that mindset and really just get that away from our program. Even when we played other schools, maybe we play a close game or something, and the coach would say, "Hey, you guys are doing really good. You're doing a good job," and it almost felt like you won the game if you kept it close. Right. And so for us, that was never the goal. We actually want to win the game. We want to be consistent. We want to play good basketball. And so that's the thing that we try to focus on. And we try not to lower our standards based off of the history of the program.
All right. So I asked a couple of you guys early season kind of what would success mean to them at the end of the year? What would it look like?
Mhm.
So what does it look like for you? What would a successful year have looked like as you sit now 5-15 preseason? What did you sort of want?
Yeah. I think like any other coach, you want to get better as the season progresses, right? So we were playing good basketball here a couple of weeks ago, and we hit this low.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that means that it's time for us to get better again. We need to make some adjustments and take it up another level. And so coming down the final stretch of conference, going into the conference tournament, we want to be at our best. We want everybody hitting on all cylinders. And, we want a chance to be able to go in the conference tournament and win basketball games and make something special happen. Right? It's March Madness, right?
We'll wrap it up with this, talking with Danny Brown, the head coach of the men's team. I saw some traffic on your social media that it was a big decision for you, apparently, what the new do was going to look like. What the heck? Are you happy with it? I got to ask.
I'm still in the decision phase. I'm still weighing some things. I think I woke up this morning like, I need a haircut. I need to get rid of this, but I try not to be distracted. I was just kind of having some fun with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens going down the stretch. and maybe a new look next year or something. Who knows?
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Good talking with you.
Danny Brown, the head coach of the men's team. They got William Woods coming up. Special ceremony at the half of the men's game with Grace Byer, which is why we do our At the Half segment now. Back to the College Cast crew coming up in a moment.